Welcome to the Virtual Strategic Solutions Virtual Reality Simulation System. Accessing Legacy Dataset. Files loaded, simulation ready. Vault 81 is an active, functioning vault. The former Overseer's terminal, stored in the generator room, reveals this success is due to the original Overseer actively sabotaging Vault-Tech's original mandate by refusing to conduct the experiments. Vault-Tech created Vault 81 with the purpose of developing a single, universal cure for every sickness that humanity could possibly suffer from, using the residents as human test subjects. The vault was divided into two separate areas, including the main area and a secret section, where Vault-Tech scientists would conduct their research and observe inhabitants as they were unknowingly exposed to different diseases and cures. The diseases were released via propellant nozzles hidden within the residents' rooms. In the case of an evacuation of the vault, everyone was to be incinerated with the same propellant nozzles. The first Vault Overseer, Dr. Olivette, was skeptical of Vault-Tech's goal and the possible use of human experimentation. She planned to blow the whistle if it was found to be unethical. However, when she received her full briefing, she found out the true nature of the experiment, and also discovered that Vault-Tech had major backers in the federal government, rendering blowing the whistle as moot. Dr. Olivette was determined to not let the residents of the vault be used as guinea pigs, and tried to think of a plan. On the morning of the Great War, Dr. Olivette received the call to start the notification of staff and residents, but sabotaged the call list so the science staff wouldn't be notified and report in. Her plan mostly worked. However, 3 of the science staff turned up. Kenneth Collins and Jim Flint came over with the general population, and the third one, Burrow, was visiting to ask when the next drill would be. As the 3 scientists worked to create their cure, Olivette watched over all of their data and personally had to approve the scientists moving on to phases 2 and 3, animal testing and human testing on unknowing participants respectively. Before human testing could begin, Olivette disabled the delivery systems, cutting off the scientists from infecting the vault dwellers. Additionally, she also sealed all access points to the secret vault, leaving the 3 scientists to die. Though remorseful of what she had done, Olivette took solace in knowing that the scientists would have enough food and water to live out the rest of their days. To prevent any commotion within the general population, Olivette kept the vault's true purpose and the existence of the secret vault a closely guarded secret. Isolated from the other side of the vault, the scientists continued to use animal testing with their last remaining population of mole rats. To help with the research, Dr. Collins modified a Miss Nanny lab assistant to take on greater responsibilities due to the staff shortage, creating Curie. When the scientists eventually died of old age, Curie remained and worked on the cure alone, spending decades conducting trial after trial. She achieved the vault's objective in 2204, perfecting the universal cure. Curie reached a level of self-awareness over the years. However, she was unable to overcome her original programming, which required authorization from a Vault-Tech employee in order for her to leave the vault and begin a new line of research. She patiently idled for decades, awaiting a response from security. Meanwhile, the residents in the main vault went on with their lives completely unaware that anything was amiss, or that they had been intended as test subjects. In 2277, Overseer McNamara opened the vault for the first time, allowing communication and trade with the outside world. This provided a badly needed source of food and other vital supplies, especially parts and tools, to repair the vault's deteriorating systems. Many residents maintained an isolationist or even xenophobic mindset, distrusting any outsider who was allowed to enter. In 2287, Bobby DeLuca, one of Vault 81's dwellers, had discovered one of the entrances into the secret vault and used it to store his drugs. Austin Engel witnessed Bobby opening the door and went in to investigate. He was bitten by one of the lab mole rats, which had escaped containment and started a colony in the secret vault decades before. This nest was still infected with the various diseases used in the experiment, resulting in Austin acquiring an unknown disease which would be lethal for his young immune system. When Bobby revealed the existence of the secret vault, the sole survivor agreed to search it for a potential cure. Inside, the sole survivor discovered Curie, who handed over the last unexpired dose of her universal cure. The sole survivor could either use it on themselves, leaving Austin to perish and earning the animosity of the vault dwellers, or turn it over to save Austin and be granted a room in the vault by Overseer McNamara. There are two entrances from the main vault to the secret vault, an elevator located in the lobby and a secret door in the reactor room. The elevator cannot be used until the end of the quest hole in the wall, and the secret door is not unlocked before the beginning of the same quest. The vault opens to the admission area, with the security office in the north. An elevator at the end of the hall leads to the rest of the vault. The central atrium is split into the two floors. The top floor contains the depot where people can trade, the overseer's office, and a spare room, which can become the sole survivors after completing hole in the wall. The lower floor contains the barber, cafeteria, and the hallway leading down to the residential area. The rooms lining the top and bottom of the western wing are all private residences for the vault dwellers, along with the classroom. Directly below the classroom is the clinic, and past the classroom is the reactor room. The reactor room holds the entrance to the secret area of Vault 81, which is accessed during hole in the wall. The secret vault is a combination of vault architecture and cavernous dirt walls and floors. Navigating through the broken walls of residences leads to the small atrium, which attaches to the maintenance area. Above the generators lies the entrance to the research and observation area. The observation corridor covers the depot and overseer's office. The security gate at the end leads down further into the research wing, into the Mollerat breeding area. The central room has two levels, with adjoining breeding cages and laboratories. The first one on the right from the entrance contains a master-level safe. The upper floor has a door leading further into the vault, and on the opposite end, a small medical room with a mole rat brood mother and a steamer trunk. A staircase off the south side of the second floor of the cells leads upstairs to a room containing Curie, as well as an elevator to get back up to the normal Vault 81. Gwen McNamara is the overseer of Vault 81, in charge of everything that goes on in the vault, from security and judicial matters to supply and maintenance requests. Having taken over from Overseer Bart, McNamara was responsible for the opening of the vault in 2277, to continuous mixed results a decade later. Results include double shifts put onto the maintenance team and extra training drills for the security team. While Gwen is in excellent health, medical records indicate that she once had childhood bronchitis that resulted in respiratory infections. She was prescribed a steroidal anti-inflammatory inhaler for emergency use. The elderly Dr. Penske serves as the chief biologist of Vault 81, primarily in charge of the local hydroponics lab. As such, she is the main supplier of food for the cafeteria. Penske, alongside growing ingredients for the vault's kitchens, develops radiation-free strains of mutated plants like mutefruit. She's also the adoptive grandmother of Austin Engel following the passing of his parents. Despite her generally grumpy demeanor, the doctor is shown to have a softer side, especially where Austin is concerned. She offers to buy bags of fertilizer from the sole survivor for 25 caps each. Priscilla will make comments about needing new seedlings, but she will be unable to be given any as they don't exist. Dr. Jacob Forsyth is one of the resident doctors of Vault 81. He serves as both a scientist and a physician. Working within a clinic in the vault, Jacob is responsible for the creation of medicines with his assistant Rachel, though he is judgmental of her abilities. In his role as a doctor, however, Jacob has been unaware of Holt Combs exploiting him for drugs. He expresses interest in the Commonwealth, both in research and conditions other doctors operate in. During the quest Hole in the Wall, once Austin Engel is infected with a disease, Jacob will express concern for his condition, along with his inability to treat him. Depending on the actions of the sole survivor, Jacob praises or admonishes the choices made regarding Austin's condition. When the sole survivor first talks to Dr. Forsyth, he will ask that they give a blood sample for his research, due to the fact that the vault dwellers have been genetically isolated while living in the vault. The sole survivor can refuse or accept to donate or sell blood. Giving blood is a hidden requirement to start the quest hole in the wall. Tina DeLuca is a resident of Vault 81 in 2287. Like most occupants of this vault, she is frequently busy with repairs and maintenance work in the vault. Tina has a twin brother named Bobby, who she supplies with jet to feed his addiction. She admits that it was she herself who caused him to become an addict, but she is also eager to help him get clean, and so seeks help from the sole survivor. She is also rumored to be having an affair with Holt Combs, father of Erin. Tina is bored of vault life and wishes to leave. Bobby is assigned to work in the reactor room with old Rusty, but does not complete any of the work himself. He is addicted to jet, supplied by his sister Tina DeLuca, which he stashes behind a false panel, hiding the door to the observation wing of the vault. When he is not using jet, he is drunk, according to Gwen McNamara's terminal logs. He is also known as Robert DeLuca. Bobby's addiction to chems is catalytic in bringing about the events of Hole in the Wall, as being seen hiding his stash by Austin Engel leads to the child being bitten by one of the mole rats. Bobby will buy jet from the sole survivor for 75 caps each before the quest Hole in the Wall begins. This price is higher than any other merchant will sell it for, thus could quite easily be exploited for a profit. He is the main object of the dependency quest, in which his sister Tina asks the sole survivor to cure Bobby's jet addiction. This quest can be completed by forcing Bobby to quit, or by passing a medium difficulty speech check. Horatio's mother was a doctor who was surprised to learn that Horatio would rather cut hair than patch up people. At 62 years old, Maria Somerset is a pleasant, elderly resident of Vault 81. She was born and raised in the vault, and has been married to her husband Mark for over 40 years. Together they run the Sunshine Diner, and Maria performs quite a bit of upkeep to make it stay tidy, working around the clock to do so. Although her age has affected her hearing, Maria maintains a positive, optimistic attitude, and hopes Austin Engel will one day take the reins of maintaining the diner. However, she is saddened that the supplies in the vault have become less varied over time, especially since the vault began trading with the outside world. Maria learned many of the recipes she cooks from her mother, and she is well known in the vault for her delicious pies, making both Brahmin and mutefruit desserts. Like her husband, Maria sympathizes with overseer Gwen McNamara, as she's often blamed for the problems in the vault. With the amount of repairs that the vault needs, Maria believes that those who are working hard need a good meal every once in a while to keep them going. Neil helps with maintenance in the vault and spends his time at the vault entrance, though he occasionally needs breaks because of the migraines that he suffers. He longs for adventure and to see sights such as Diamond City. If the sole survivor lets Austin Engel die, then he will act dismissively to them and have second thoughts about exploring the Commonwealth. Rachel works as a doctor and is the assistant of Dr. Forsyth. She can be found in the northeastern part of the lowest level. She provides basic medical treatment such as curing radiation, restoring health and chem addiction rehabilitation. Convincing Bobby DeLuca not to take drugs anymore results in the completion of the quest dependency. After that, Bobby will go to the doctor's office in order to visit Rachel. He can be accompanied by the sole survivor who has, on arrival, the option to inform Rachel about Bobby's decision. Scott Edwards is a security guard for Vault 81. While he accepts that the sole survivor has been allowed into the vault, he makes it clear that he will not allow any hostile actions. Calvin Whitaker is the head of maintenance in Vault 81, though he does not always see eye to eye with Overseer McNamara. Because of the constant upkeep needed in the vault, Calvin has been looking for more spare tools to use in his repairs. Katie is the teacher in Vault 81, having been assigned and trained the role following her goat at age 16. She has since been responsible for educating the children of the vault. Her teaching covers general skill along with the goat, preparing her students for future life in the vault. She expresses that she likes her job, though finds it frustrating at times. Being saddened by the overall decreasing class sizes, along with her desire for more educational material about the Commonwealth, Katie questions her ability to teach effectively. After the arrival of the sole survivor, she will express interest in the Commonwealth and is excited at the chance for a Wastelander to share their experiences with her class. However, she feels safer within Vault 81 itself. Erin lives in Vault 81 and is the daughter of Alexis and Holt Combs. She also owns a pet cat named Ashes. She attends the Vault school and is best friends with Austin Engel. They often spend time together, though Austin doesn't like visiting when Erin's parents are home due to their constant fighting. When first met, she's looking for her cat, who escapes the vault when the sole survivor arrives, automatically starting this quest. Talking to Erin will allow her to ask more formally and give some information about Ashes. Alexis is a vendor found in Vault 81, located in the depot in the first room on the right upon leaving the elevator. She works with her husband Holt, with whom her relationship has been strained recently. All quests related to Vault 81